Okay, this video should be quick. This video is just about how numbers are classified. So think about, let's talk about sports. So there's ball sports, there's other sports like, say, archery or any other polo or sports that are not typical ball sports like basketball, football, baseball. So they're all sports, but then they get classified differently. Well, numbers are the same thing. Real numbers have these categories right here. Natural numbers, that's the capital N, that's how they're abbreviated, consist of the very first numbers you learn when you are little, when you're young. 1, 2, 3, and on to infinity. Notice there's no fractions, there's no negative numbers, there's not even zero. So the natural numbers start with 1, 2, 3, and keep going on. Whole numbers, that's the capital W, contain all of the natural numbers and zero. So the whole numbers contain 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way to 27, all the way to infinity. Natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Then we have integers. So the integers contain all of these numbers, contain 0, and then the integers, think about all of the natural numbers and their opposites, their negative numbers, and that's what integers are. So integers are natural numbers, whole numbers, and then the negative, the opposites to the natural numbers. Here, I'm going to put this stuff all back. And then we have what's called rational numbers. And some people like to say, think about it as rational, fractional. I don't know if that helps at all, but so rational numbers are numbers that contain fractions, positive and negative, and decimals. And the decimals have to either end, say like negative 0.5 or 4.2, or they have to be repeating, say like 0.3333. If they repeat or if they end like this, then it's a rational number. If a decimal goes on infinitely, then it's not rational. So look at what the rational numbers contain. The rational numbers contain, look at 1, 2, 3, the natural numbers. It contains the 0 in whole numbers, and it contains, look at, contains some negative. Oh, I didn't put one in there. So let me do this. It contains the negative integers, and it contains positive and negative fractions and decimals. All right, so that's rational number. And then the I stands for irrational. And irrational numbers are imperfect square roots, right? So the square root of 9 is a perfect square, so you can take the square root of 9 or the square root of 4. But irrational numbers are numbers that don't have an integer for a perfect root. And then irrational numbers are numbers like pi, 3.1415, and it goes on infinitely. Same with e. E is a numerical value, 2.718, and it goes on infinitely. So here's the classification of real numbers. Natural numbers, the numbers you start counting with, you add 0 to it, you have whole numbers, you add the natural numbers opposite, so the negative numbers, and you've got integers, which you represent with the capital Z. Then you have, and then rational numbers are represented with a Q, which is kind of weird, but it's all of these numbers and positive, negative fractions and decimals, and then irrational numbers are imperfect square roots, or even roots, or odd roots, anything where a decimal number would keep going on infinitely, and then positive, negative pi, positive, negative e. All right, that's it.